If you're an aspiring real estate investor, have you ever had this feeling, oh, why does this seem so easy for everyone else but me? Huh? Have you ever looked at a house online, seen the price, and immediately thought, there is absolutely no way I can afford this? Or, man, this house is perfect for investment, but it is so expensive. How does anyone buy that? How do the numbers work for these buyers who buy it? How? Well, my friends, you are not the only ones. It happens to me also after 15 years in this business. I can tell you that. Maybe you spent months watching YouTube videos, you've listened to podcasts, you've read books after books after books, you've even saved up some money. Yet, somehow, buying your first investment property still feels like climbing Mount Everest. Here's the strange part. Every year, thousands of ordinary people buy rental properties. Teachers, engineers, truck drivers, nurses, immigrants, single parents, people earning average salaries. It is 100% true. I am a broker here in Charlotte. I see it. You would be surprised all the professions people have who buy investment properties. Yes. So here's the question. If they can do it, why does it feel impossible for you? Well, stay till the end because I'm going to reveal the one mental shift that completely changed how any investor should look at real estate investing. It wasn't more money, it wasn't better credit, it wasn't a secret lender, it was something much simpler. And once you understand it, investing in real estate property suddenly becomes much less scary. Hey everyone, if you don't know me or are new to my channel, my name is Vikram Chopra. I was an investment banker turned broker in the Greater Charlotte metropolitan area where I invest and assist other investors reach their financial goals through real estate investing. Number one, the biggest lie you've been told ever. Let's start with the biggest misconception. Most people think buying property is difficult because houses are expensive. And that is true and not true. See, it's not the price, it's the numbers. If there's a property that's been sold for $300,000 and you know that for a fact that you can rent that house for an easy $3,000 per month, do you think the house is worthy of your time? I absolutely think so. Yes, $300,000 is more than $200,000, but then it pays more returns too, isn't it? Buying property feels difficult because nobody teaches you how the process works. Think about driving. When you were 16, driving looked impossible. There were mirrors, traffic, signs, pedestrians, highway, parking, everything seemed overwhelming. Or maybe you were like me. I started driving at 12 and no one taught me. My daddy used to work in Africa. No rules there. Just don't hit a person. For everything else is daddy's connections and daddy's money. And I loved driving. No doubt about it. Today, you probably drive while talking to someone, listening music, thinking about dinner. It becomes automatic, isn't it? Real estate is exactly the same. The first purchase feels impossible. The 10th purchase feels routine. The property didn't become easier. You became better. That's a huge difference, my friends. But here's something almost nobody talks about. The people buying multiple rental properties usually are not smarter. They simply know one thing that beginners don't. We will get into that in just a few minutes because it completely changes how you view investing. Problem number one, you're trying to learn everything. I can barely learn one new thing a day. I'm getting old. There's so much that I have to manage and balance. And yet, I speak to some investors who don't even have a single property and they know much more than me. They have been reading more books, more blogs, listening to hundreds of YouTube videos, podcasts, going to meetings over and over again, but not putting in even one offer. This is one of the biggest mistakes beginners make. They think they need to know everything before buying. To be honest, there are a million things in real estate investing that I don't even know even after 15 years in this business. Can you imagine that? Whereas some new investors spend months learning about interest rates, property taxes, insurance, HOAs, depreciation, capital gains, 1031 exchanges, LLCs, self-directed IRAs, commercial lending, apartment syndications, vacancy calculations, market cycles. Oh my God, it's endless. It blows my mind. Heck, I don't even know how to make half a decent YouTube video. Look around me. I don't even know how to set up a studio for recording. Oh, I just pick up my tripod and come stand in the middle of a road, a crossing, a traffic light, a park, or just under a tree. That's it. And yet, I know many investors after 6 months, 12 months, 2 years, they still haven't bought anything. Why is that so? Think about it. They surely know more than me, and I have more than 25 properties. Then why is that new investors never pull the trigger? Why? Because every new video creates another question. Knowledge becomes procrastination disguises preparation. You don't need to know everything, man. You only need to know enough to buy one good property. Think about riding a bicycle. You don't study the laws of physics or how to balance before riding. You just ride. You wobble, you fall, you improve, and then you have fun. Think of the feeling of the wind blowing when you're riding downhill. So joyful, isn't it? You are delighted, and so would I be if I were riding. Real estate works exactly the same way. But that's nothing compared to the second mistake, because this one costs people years. Problem number 2, you're looking at the wrong properties. Most beginners browse Zillow the way people browse Instagram. I did that too. In fact, the second home that I bought was found by my wife. Just like everyone else, she was scrolling, and hours later she found this home. Without even telling me, she emailed it to the realtor. Even the realtor was shocked. But that was just a rare gem, and it was 2011. Big difference in timings. Today it's 2026. Today, new investors scroll endlessly, looking at beautiful kitchens, swimming pools, luxury bathrooms, massive backyards. They fall in love with the house, and in their mind they say, wow, how amazing it is. Well, I'll tell you the truth. Pictures are deceiving. All pictures. I can promise you this. In real life, Zendaya does not look how she looks on TV or on your smartphone. I mean, she's pretty, just like most of the girls. But I am sure she too has her own problems that we don't see. So don't fall for a picture, never. Smart investors do not fall for nice kitchens, luxury bathrooms. Nope. Investors fall in love with numbers. A beautiful property isn't necessarily a good investment property. Yes, sometimes the ugliest house on the block produces the highest return. That is difficult for beginners to accept because our brain naturally thinks like homeowners, not investors. That is a habit you have to break. When I bought my early rentals, I wasn't looking for a dream home. I was looking for dependable income. For me, I had one goal in mind. The one and only goal that drives me even today, which is how can I make enough money through real estate investing to say bye-bye to corporate America for good. Adios, corporate America. I didn't care about anything else. It was until today still a tunnel vision for me. I didn't care about anything else. Some properties were not glamorous, but every month rent showed up. That rent paid mortgages, created equity, generated cash flow. And looking at all that motivated me even more. It's not the millions of dollars going in and out of your bank account that should excite you. It's the fact that your house is getting paid off by the tenants every month. That should create excitement. Every time when my boss was mean to me, I would just come back to my desk, sit, close my eyes, cover my face, and then determine that I need to buy one more house in the next 3 months. That's how much I hated my bosses. Yes, I made mistakes, plenty of them, many where I lost money to. But today, after 15 years in this business, those boring properties became some of my best financial decisions. Most of the properties that I buy have 15 or 20-year loan terms on them. I didn't refinance them during COVID because the loan amounts were not substantial. Today, many don't have a mortgage, and the ones that have mortgage, it's less than $20,000 to $30,000. That's it. I can see the substantial cash flow when the tenant pays you rent and you don't have to make a mortgage payment. Everything goes in your pocket. Isn't that amazing? Remember, pretty doesn't pay you. Cash flow does. But even if you understand that, there is another invisible obstacle stopping most people. It is not your bank account, it is your brain. That's why I created this video here on the 4 mindset switches that make ordinary landlords millionaires. Check it out here. Problem number 3, analysis paralysis. Look at me. I grew up in the African bush. The African bush is a challenging place to grow up. There is always something lurking that you can't see. And so I never learned to swim. It wasn't safe. As a result, today I'm on the heavier side. It's the same with real estate investing. Imagine standing at the edge of the swimming pool. You keep checking the temperature. Maybe tomorrow, maybe next week, maybe next summer. Years later, you're still standing there like me. That is exactly what happens in real estate. People wait for lower interest rates, lower prices, higher salaries, more savings, better timing. Dude, why wait? Why wait for the perfect economic conditions? Why wait for the perfect property? Here's the truth. Perfect does not exist. Nothing in this world is perfect. Not even the most expensive house built on this beautiful planet of ours. Every market has opportunities. Every market has risk. The successful investor isn't the one who predicts the future. It's the one who manages risk today. In fact, there is one question I ask before buying every rental. It instantly eliminates most bad deals. I'll share it shortly with you. By the way, if you're a beginner or an investor and are looking for guidance on how to get started in real estate investing, feel free to book a 20-minute free phone call with me. Link below in the description. Problem number 4, you're comparing yourself to experts. You watch investors with 50 properties. There are real estate investors with YouTube channels and private jets. Even I am in awe when I see that. It is normal. We are all humans. Hey, I want a private jet too, but it's just a want, not a need. I don't care about a jet. Some investors buy apartment buildings. You hear people talking about million-dollar portfolios. That's okay. We all have our own priorities. I told you mine, to be able to buy me my freedom. I don't care about a private jet. But I do care about the cash flow that I make every month, and it should be more than my corporate America income. What you should not do is compare yourself with them. That's like comparing your first driving lesson to a Formula One driver. Everyone starts somewhere. Even the biggest investors once struggled to buy property number 1. Never compare your chapter 1 to someone else chapter 20. If you need inspiration, just put on my videos. Yes, I live a very simple lifestyle. No fancy cars, no fancy clothes, no $200,000 wristwatches. I'm exactly how you look at me in these videos. Yes, I live in a decent home in a great area. The schools around here are excellent. So the moral of the story is, don't compare yourself to others. Your today should be better than your yesterday, and that is important. Problem number 5, you're afraid of making a mistake. This fear is completely normal. Even I'm afraid of making mistakes because buying a property is expensive. You're signing documents with lots of zeros. That does feel a little scary. But here's the irony. Doing nothing can be even more expensive. I think like this. If I do not do real estate investing, what are my other options? Stocks, buying a franchise, starting a company, or building a product. All of these require time. Even real estate also requires time, but not between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. If you buy a franchise for $1 million, you better make sure someone is there to open the door early in the morning. If not, it will be you who will be opening that door. In real estate, there is nothing like that. It's the ultimate business. Imagine waiting 5 years before you buy your first investment home. Property values increases, rent increases, construction cost increases, inflation continues. Now, the same property costs much more. Sometimes the biggest mistake isn't buying the wrong property. It's never buying at all. But wait, that doesn't mean you should rush into buying anything. No, there is one simple filter that removes much of that uncertainty. Ask this one question. If I owned this property today, would someone else willingly pay me enough rent to cover my cost and leave some money left over for my pocket? That's it. Not will my friends like it? Not would I live there? Not does it have granite countertops? Just does the math work? Successful investing isn't emotional, it's mathematical. That's why if you're planning to invest money in real estate, go ahead and book that free 20-minute call with me. We can discuss your situation together. So, why do properties feel so expensive? Here is something fascinating. Most people only look at purchase price. They ignore financing. Yes, purchase price is important. You do have to put down 20% off whatever is the purchase price. A $300,000 property sounds overwhelming, but very few people pay $300,000 in cash. They finance it. That monthly payment becomes what really matters. That's why investors analyze monthly cash flow, not the sticker price. Think monthly, not total. That simple change changes everything. I know many people who buy expensive cars. They pay in monthly installments. We all do that, right? If we can do it for a car, why can't we do it for a rental property? Food for thought. As long as there is someone out there who is willing to pay you rent for him to live in your house, then where does the question of expensive arise? But financing isn't actually the hardest part. finding confidence is. Confidence comes after action. People think confidence comes first. Wrong. Confidence comes second. Action comes first. Remember your first job interview, the first airplane trip, first speech, first day at college? Everything felt uncomfortable. Afterward, you wondered why you worried so much for this nonsense. Buying real estate follows the same pattern. Every experienced investor remembers being terrified before signing their first contract. I'll tell you, here's what helped me. I close my eyes and think of the meanest boss I've ever had. Then I think of ways how I never want to have a boss, good or bad. And I know for a fact that having many properties will help me eliminate the need for a boss. So let's start looking for cash flowing rental properties. I stopped trying to buy the perfect property. Instead, I tried to avoid buying terrible ones. That's a completely different goal. Perfection is impossible. Good enough is achievable. The first rental doesn't need to make you rich. It needs to teach you. Experience compounds. Knowledge compounds. Equity compounds. Confidence compounds. And here's the lesson that took me years to understand. The wealthy don't buy certainty, they buy probability. No investment in this world comes with guarantees. Stocks don't, business doesn't, gold doesn't, real estate also doesn't come with guarantees. You are making the best decision using the best information available today. That is investing. Waiting for certainty usually means waiting forever. As a rule of thumb, always think of alternatives. If not real estate, then what? Is it multi-level marketing? Is it opening up a Chipotle? Or is it 9 to 5 till 65? Think hard. Your answers matter to you. Build a simple system. Instead of asking, should I buy this property? Ask these questions instead. Can I comfortably afford it? Does it cash flow? Is the neighborhood stable? Can I handle vacancies? Have I inspected the property? Do the numbers make sense? If the answers are yes, stop inventing new reasons not to buy. That's why if you have questions, doubts, concerns, go ahead and book that free 20-minute call with me. But we are still missing the biggest reason buying property feels so difficult. It has nothing to do with banks, nothing to do with money, nothing to do with interest rate. It has everything to do with identity. You don't yet see yourself as an investor. Did you know that? I certainly didn't see or feel like an investor when I started this business. Most beginners still think like consumers. Consumers spend money. Investors deploy capital. Consumers ask, what does this cost? Investors ask, what does this produce? Consumers buy liabilities. Investors buy assets. That's identity shift. That identity shift changes everything. I want you, my friend, to imagine this. Imagine owning one rental, then two, then 5. Over the next 10 years, you have 10 properties. Cool, isn't it? Not overnight. Now imagine every month rent arrives. Tenants help you pay your mortgage. Your loans gradually sink. Properties slowly appreciate. You're not getting rich overnight. You are getting wealthier quietly. That's how most real estate wealth is actually built. Not with flashy flips, not with viral videos, but with patience, consistency, and time. Remember this one thing. Cash flow is like oxygen. You need oxygen to live. Your business needs oxygen to survive. Remember earlier I told you, successful investors know something beginners don't. Well, here it is. Buying property never completely stops feeling scary. It happens to me even today. I check everything. I double check everything. Then I ask my wife to triple check before moving forward. That's how it works. Experienced investors simply learn to act despite the uncertainty. That is the difference. Fear doesn't disappear. Experience just makes fear smaller. Fake it till you make it. Here's the conclusion. If buying property feels difficult, you are not behind. You're not incapable. You're not too late. You're simply standing where every successful investor once stood. The difference between those who eventually build wealth and those who don't isn't intelligence. It isn't income. It isn't luck. It is that one group who eventually decides, I'm ready to learn by doing. Your first property probably won't be perfect. Mine certainly wasn't. But that first purchase teaches lessons no YouTube video ever can. Every rental becomes easier than the last. Every deal builds confidence. Every month builds equity. And one day you look back wondering why something that once felt impossible now feels completely normal. You will enjoy that breeze on your face when you ride your bicycle downhill. But Remember that you have to pedal hard, very hard, to get to the top of that hill before you can enjoy the downhill ride. If you found value in this video, hit the like button and subscribe, because every week I break down real world real estate investing strategies without the hype, just practical lessons that can help you build lasting wealth, one property at a time. And before you go, leave a comment below. What is the single biggest thing stopping you from buying your first or your next investment property? I would love to read your answers, and I may even cover them in future videos. And how do you find properties that give you a massive cash flow? Watch my video here on Stop Chasing MLS Listings. So until next time, this is Vikram signing off. Good luck, goodbye, and go on your freedom by overcoming these mental barriers. Let's start a revolution. Long live freedom, freedom from poverty, freedom from bad bosses, freedom from anything that stops us from building our business. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.